Have you ever wondered why some women can be surrounded by wealth, luxury, and comfort yet still be completely captivated by a man who doesn't have nearly as much money? What is it that makes her heart race, her mind obsessed, and her soul drawn to someone when money alone isn't enough? If that question has ever echoed in your mind, then you're exactly where you need to be. Because today, we're diving deep into part 2 of why women secretly love these 5 things more than money. And trust me, this isn't surface-level dating advice. These are lessons rooted in Stoic wisdom, especially from Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor who mastered the art of self-control, discipline, and understanding human nature. So before we dive in, let me ask you for 2 small things. First, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It tells me you want more content that makes you stronger, wiser, and more attractive. Second, watch this video until the end, because one of these insights might be the exact thing that changes your love life forever. Now let's begin this journey. 1. The power of stability, calm, and chaos. Have you ever been in love with someone who made you feel like the world was safe, even when everything outside felt like it was falling apart? Maybe it was a girlfriend, maybe even just a crush from years ago. Do you remember that feeling? The way their presence calmed you, the way their voice made chaos fade away? Now think about the opposite. Have you ever been with someone who panicked at the smallest thing? A late reply, a canceled plan, a misunderstanding, and suddenly it felt like walking on eggshells. Did you notice how quickly attraction died when peace was replaced by constant drama? This is exactly why women secretly crave stability more than money. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." He was reminding himself and us that the true test of a man is not how much he owns, but how steady he remains when life throws storms at him. Let me tell you a story you'll probably relate to. There was a man who loved a woman deeply. He wasn't rich, he lived in a small apartment, worked long hours just to keep up with bills. But he had something rare. Every time she came to him upset, every time her day at work broke her down, every time family or friends stressed her out, he never exploded, never panicked. He listened. He held her. He made her feel safe. She once told him, "When I'm with you, I feel like the world could be on fire, but I'd still be okay." Now let's pause. Isn't that what you want a woman to feel about you? Think back to your own love life. Have you ever made a woman feel safe? Not with money, not with gifts, but with the way you carry yourself when chaos comes. Because here's the truth. Money can buy luxury, but it cannot buy peace of mind. Stability is priceless, and women sense this quickly. When a man loses his temper over little things, when he gets jealous at every text, when he panics the moment something doesn't go his way, she instantly feels insecure. Attraction fades. Why? Because deep down she knows, if he can't handle life, how can he handle me? But the man who stays calm, the man who doesn't let external storms shake his inner world, he becomes magnetic. He becomes the anchor she can hold on to. So ask yourself this. When life tests you, do you crumble or do you remain calm? When your girlfriend, your wife, or the woman you love brings her storms to you, do you add to the chaos or do you give her peace? Because in the end, stability is not about being emotionless. It's about being centered. It's about being the man who doesn't run from storms, but becomes the calm within them. That, my friend, is worth more to a woman than any amount of money. 2. The depth of attention to truly see her. Do you remember the very first time you felt truly seen by someone you loved? Not just looked at, not just complimented, but understood. That feeling when they noticed something about you that no one else did. Maybe it was the way you smile when you're nervous, the way your voice softens when you talk about something you love, or even the little habits you thought no one ever paid attention to. Now pause for a second. How powerful did that feel? Didn't it make you want to be around that person more? Didn't it make you feel special? Almost as if the world stopped just for you? That's the exact same power women secretly crave more than money. And here's the part most men miss. Gifts, trips, and expensive dinners can impress her, but they don't compare to the man who makes her feel truly seen. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Be intent on what you are doing." And what is more important than the person in front of you, the person you claim to love? Let me tell you a story that will bring this to life. There was a man who thought love was about providing material things. He worked hard, earned well, and showered his girlfriend with gifts. But every time they sat together, his mind was elsewhere. He scrolled on his phone, thought about work, or half listened when she spoke. She began to feel invisible. One day she told him, "I don't need your money. I just need you to look at me when I'm talking." Think about that for a moment. How many women secretly feel this way right now? Now contrast that with another man. He had little to give financially, but he had something rare. When she talked, he leaned in. He remembered small details. He laughed at her stories, even when they were silly. He noticed when her mood shifted, even if she tried to hide it. He wasn't just looking at her face, he was listening to her soul. Guess which man she stayed with? Because here's the truth. Women don't just want to be desired. They want to be understood. And attention is the bridge to understanding. Let me challenge you. When was the last time you gave your woman or the woman you're pursuing your full attention? No distractions, no phone in your hand, no wandering eyes, just presence. Women can feel the difference between a man who pretends to listen and a man who listens with his heart. One makes her feel ignored. The other makes her feel alive. And here's the secret. When a woman feels seen, she becomes deeply connected to you in a way money could never buy. So ask yourself this. Are you the man who gives half of himself, or the man who truly sees her? Because if you want to unlock her heart, don't just give her things, give her your presence. That, my friend, is worth more than gold. 3. The fire of purpose, a man on a mission. Have you ever noticed how a man who knows where he's going seems to attract people without even trying? Think about it. A man with no money but with direction will always be more magnetic than a wealthy man who drifts aimlessly. Why? Because purpose is irresistible. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself every morning, at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. For him, life itself was a mission, and each day was a chance to move forward with intention. Now let me tell you a story. There were two friends who fell in love around the same time. The first man had plenty of money, family inheritance, cars, freedom, but he lacked drive. He spent his days in comfort, waiting for things to just happen. He could offer dinners, vacations, gifts, but no vision of a future. His girlfriend grew restless. She wanted to believe in him, but she couldn't see where he was going. The second man was different. He didn't have much, just a small apartment and a low-paying job. But he had a dream. He woke up early, worked hard, and spoke with fire in his eyes. When he talked about his goals, his whole being lit up. His girlfriend saw the hunger in him, the discipline, the fight. And even though life with him wasn't glamorous, she stayed because she felt she was part of something bigger than money. Now let me ask you, who do you think women will follow with more devotion? The man with comfort but no direction? Or the man with little but with a blazing sense of purpose? Here's the truth, money might attract her attention, but purpose keeps her loyalty. Because purpose tells her something money can't, that you are building, growing, and becoming. Women want to believe in a man, and if you don't even believe in yourself, why should she? Think back to your own love life. Have you ever noticed how much more attractive you felt when you were chasing something meaningful? Maybe it was when you were training for something, building something, learning a new skill, or fighting for a goal. Didn't women seem to notice your energy more? That's no accident, because when you have purpose, your energy shifts. You become magnetic. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." And a good man is not defined by wealth but by mission. So here's the challenge. If you feel stuck, drifting without direction, don't chase women. Don't chase approval. Find your mission. Build something. Stand for something. When you do, women won't just notice you, they'll admire you. They'll feel inspired by you. They'll choose you, not because of what you own, but because of who you are becoming. Because in the end, purpose is the fire that makes everything else shine. For the shield of integrity, unshakable character. Have you ever been in love with someone who said all the right words, but when life tested them, they turned out to be someone completely different? Do you remember the disappointment you felt when you realized their actions didn't match their promises? Now think of the opposite. Have you ever trusted someone so deeply that you knew no matter what happened, they wouldn't betray you? That kind of person is rare. That's the power of integrity. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. He lived by this principle, because he knew that a man's true wealth is not measured in gold but in character. Let me share a story. There was a man who could buy anything, a rich lifestyle, luxury vacations, fine clothes. But he had one fatal flaw. He couldn't keep his word. He told his girlfriend he'd call, but never did. He promised her commitment, but behind her back, he entertained other women. Outwardly, he seemed successful, but she never felt safe with him. Deep down, she knew she couldn't trust him, and slowly her love faded. Then there was another man. He didn't have much, just enough to get by. But when he said something, he meant it. When he promised to be there, he showed up, even if it was inconvenient. When he gave his word, it was unshakable. She didn't have to second guess, didn't have to wonder, didn't have to doubt. He became her anchor, and she loved him more deeply than the rich man ever could have imagined. Here's the truth. Women secretly crave this more than money, because money might buy gifts, but it cannot buy trust, and without trust, love dies. Now let me turn this on you. When you look at your own life, can the people who love you trust you fully? Do your words carry weight? Or do you say things just to escape the moment, to please someone temporarily, while knowing you won't follow through? Because here's the reality. Every time you break your word, you break more than trust, you break attraction. Women instinctively pull away from men who lack integrity. Why? Because deep down she's asking, if he can't be true to his own word, how can he be true to me? Marcus Aurelius ruled one of the greatest empires in history, yet he held himself to this simple standard of truth and right action, not because he wanted to look honorable, but because honor was who he was. And that's the challenge for you. Don't just talk about being a good man, be one. Let your actions be so consistent, so trustworthy, that she never has to doubt you. Because in the end, integrity is the shield that protects not just your relationship, but your soul. And that shield, my friend, is worth more to her than any fortune. 5. The courage to be vulnerable, strength and openness. Have you ever loved someone so much but held back your true feelings out of fear? Maybe you didn't want to look weak. Maybe you thought, if I open up, she'll lose respect for me. So you stayed silent, wearing a mask of strength, when deep down you were hurting, hoping, or longing. If you've ever felt that, you're not alone. So many men carry this belief. That strength means never showing pain, never admitting doubt, never revealing fear. But here's the truth. Real strength is not about building walls. It's about having the courage to take them down. Marcus Aurelius himself wasn't an emotionless statue. He loved, he hurt, he lost. He wrote in his meditations about grief, about fear of death, about the struggles inside his own heart. Yet he remained strong because he didn't run from those feelings, he faced them. Women secretly love this more than money, the courage of a man who is real. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who had everything polished on the outside. Expensive clothes, a confident smile, the appearance of success. But with every woman he dated, he refused to show his real self. He never admitted weakness, never shared his fears, never let anyone too close. At first, women admired him, but over time they left. Why? Because perfection feels cold. It feels distant. It feels untouchable. Then there was another man. He wasn't rich, but he had something rare, honesty about his humanity. He could look a woman in the eye and say, I've been hurt before. I'm not perfect. I have fears, but I'm learning to grow through them. And instead of losing respect, women leaned in closer. They felt safe with him, because his openness gave them permission to be real too. Think about your own love life. Do you remember the moments when you dropped the mask and showed your true feelings? Maybe it was telling her how much she meant to you. Maybe it was admitting you were scared of losing her. Didn't those moments bring you closer? Didn't they create memories more powerful than any gift or fancy date ever could? That's the secret. Vulnerability builds intimacy. And intimacy, my friend, is something money can never buy. Now let's be clear. Being vulnerable doesn't mean being weak, desperate, or spilling every insecurity. It means having the strength to show your authentic self without fear of judgment. It means saying, this is who I am and I'm not afraid to let you see me. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayal, and loss, yet his writings reveal a man unafraid to confront his emotions. That's why his wisdom still resonates today, because people connect, not with a mask of perfection, but with the courage of truth. So ask yourself this. Are you hiding behind an image, or are you brave enough to be real? Because when a woman sees your true self, your hopes, your flaws, your honesty, she doesn't see weakness. She sees strength. She sees trust. She sees a man she can love deeply, has lived by these principles, and they made him not only a powerful leader, but also a man admired through centuries. Now let me ask you, which of these 5 do you already have, and which one do you need to build? Because if you want to transform your love life, It's not about chasing wealth, it's about mastering yourself. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.